Wow, the nasdaq went up almost 400 points on Friday right before Memorial Day. So a lot of people made some decent profits and a lot of people lost their accounts. So let's talk about the action today and give you guys a quick recap. It's almost 1 a.m. here. I was really looking forward to making a recap for you guys today. Even though I don't have the camera plugged in, I took it to work. So bear with me there. And I also don't have the execution since it's already past the market close, and TradeOvate doesn't have the executions on the accounts past once the market closes. So it kind of sucks. I do have a screenshot, so I'm going to try to walk you guys through it. But it was a very difficult day for me. So I'm one of those people that suffered from this action. And again, I say it over and over again. Trending days are my nightmares and my most difficult days. I really shouldn't have taken off today, and I had a really tough end of day yesterday. So I should have really just taken the time off and go into a long weekend, or at least not trade my funded accounts. But of course I did, and it didn't go well. At least at the open, I got faked out a couple of times. So today I shorted. Yesterday I went long and I got dumped on, but today was a pretty, in hindsight, pretty straightforward long. And yesterday was a pretty straightforward short, and I went in reverse. So it is what it is. And I hate how these charts show up since it's such a big move. But basically, I shorted the open, and I got basically stopped out twice. Once, I think I shorted here, and I got stopped out, and then pulled back. So I reshorted, and I got stopped out here. And then it pulled back again, and I was like, no way, did I just get faked out? I felt really crappy about that, but then when I started ripping, I was like, whatever, I'll take the $700 loss that I had. So I took that loss on the funded account, on both funded accounts, plus the evaluation. And moving forward, I'm going to try to stick just to the funded accounts on this channel. Having the evaluations all over the place, it's gonna be hard to keep up. So I'm only going to focus on the funded accounts when I talk about my recaps. I might give an overall status on how many evaluations I'm doing, how close I'm to passing one, and that stuff, but not really talk about the P&L or anything like that when it comes to the evaluations moving forward after this video. In this video, I definitely want to talk about one evaluation because it definitely will give you guys an idea what I was thinking. But yeah, so I was basically done with the morning. I didn't trade it on the TradeOvate. I did trade on Ninja, and I did trade on Bullnox, and I passed a couple of evaluations on that. Just went long and just passed it in one trade. But I went to work, and then I did have a long here. I did make a couple $100. Then I went long here, got stopped out. So I lost the profit that I made here, like $200. I lost like $150 here. And of course, it kept going higher, so that frustrated me. But then this looks like nothing, but it's actually from 334 to 294. It's not even that long of that big of a move, but I got chopped up to death, and I died by paper cuts basically. And I was copy trading all three accounts here, and I went from like negative 700 whatever it was to negative 1400. So what does that mean? I lost $1,400 off of my funded accounts. That means that my funded accounts are now only $2,600 in profit. I of course had to stop at that point, and the reason for that is I want to take the maximum withdrawal from these accounts, which is $2,000 in June. So these accounts I consider to be done unless I get very lucky and I'm able to grow a 500 drawdown account into a substantial gain. It's doable because it's not a trailing drawdown at this point anymore. But I've done it with the TickTick Direct, where I took $500 daily loss into $1,000 per day. So if I could do that with this account, with scalping, if the action is favorable, then I'm able to recover these accounts, and then I'll believe in them. But for now, I think they are done. And if I get 2K out of each, it's still a good investment. And then we just got to learn and move on from them. I definitely want to have a little bit of a cushion So the $2,000 from the tick account, and then $4,000 from this, all in a month and a half. That's $6,000 in a month and a half. Definitely will pay for future investments with the funded accounts. Apex is having the 80% sales still, so if you're interested, the code is up there on the screen. And I did sign up with a couple more accounts, and currently my Apex situation looks like this. So I have 50K on the Tradeovate. It's up 1900. I passed one on Rhythmic, and I almost passed the second one on Rhythmic, and I also passed one on Bolinox. So I could have potentially 4 funded accounts going into next week, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not counting my chickens for yet, and then these accounts are basically done until I get the payout in my deal account. I am not gonna touch them. Not even gonna be tempted to touch them until I get the withdrawal, and then the money comes out of these accounts, and then try to grow them again. But there's not going to be much cushion left, and I don't want to leave the cushion just because I want to have myself the guaranteed money. But basically what happened after I stopped trading, so basically I took the losses here and I stopped at like right there. Then I had like $500 worth of drawdown left on this account, not this account, on this account. So I started, with one contract. I actually got in 3 contracts by mistake because of how copy trader works here on Tradeovate. I unclicked it, and then I had 3 contracts selected here, because if you're trading 3 accounts at once with 1 contract per account, you have to select 3 here to kind of buy it. That's how the copy trader works in Tradeovate. But eventually I was able to get in here. I got in 3 contracts, sold 2 right away for break even, just to keep my risk minimum. I only had $500 to risk, and believe it or not, I was able to recover quite a lot, and I was only $200 away from passing the account. 200 or maybe 400, because the drawdown is at 1785 from 2500, so whatever the highest point was. So $715 plus 1,900, so basically $400 away from passing. And sadly, let me show you guys the execution. Sadly, the executions disappear on Tradeovate, but here's the screenshot that I posted in my Discord. And basically all of this action here is where I lost all the money from 700 to negative 400. So it's not big losses, but it's just a lot of them. So like 8 losses in a row, and I was up a couple $100 in a couple of these trades. So I longed here because I was afraid to long the dip, and we really have to wait for a bigger pullback on these crazy trending days to really get a comfortable entry. And I kept trying. I was eager to get in and make up my losses. If I was up on the day, I probably would have waited and be more patient. But I got in, stopped out. I got in, and I got in again, sold it, and then I was up quite a lot, and I ended up selling it for break even. So I bought, and I bought, then I sold one, and then one was up, up around $300, and I sold it break even, bought it again because I was like, damn it, I bought it again, and then I stopped out. I bought it again, stopped out again, and it was just very, very irritating. I kept taking paper cuts, and then I bought it again, held it, and I got stopped out there for the max loss. So basically now the accounts were at 2,600, and I couldn't take them anymore. So I undid the copy trader, and I started trading just the one account, which is the evaluation. Obviously didn't care if I blow it. So I know I had the opportunity with the market being so strong, and I really didn't want to flip short. So flipping short here would have been terrible. So I got in long. I sold one. I sold 2 to keep only 1 contract because I bought 3 by mistake. I wish I would have held them all, but that's not the case. I just kept adding to the winner, kept adding. And I sold, rebought, sold, and then I had 2 contracts left. So up here, I was up, the 2,600 from being down $1,400, and I was actually down more than that because I was down $1,400 today, but I already took a loss on this account yesterday. So, and I was in profit yesterday too. So all that, you know, I had $500 worth of drawdown left, but I think I was down around maybe like $1,700 on this account. So I was able to recover quite a lot from it, and I really thought I was going to be able to pass it, but it wasn't the case. So it pulled back. Then I got busy with work, and I was trading this at work, driving to work, and then at work setting up my equipment. And then I wasn't even watching it here, and I then bought it here. Then I didn't watch it all this time. Then I turned it back on, and I sold it there, all the 4 contracts, because I added 2 more. And a couple minutes later, it ripped again. But this was already past 4 o'clock, so I just wanted to kind of close it, and I saved the account. The account is now at $1,900, so it's still doable, even though I'm down quite a lot on the drawdown. But hopefully, I could pass this evaluation, and hopefully, I could have 3 Apex funded accounts and Bull and Ox, which is already passed. So Bull and Ox I passed, and this 50K I passed as well. But I still gotta wait, obviously, till next week. So I'm not gonna have this account till following Monday. But that would still qualify me for the end of June withdrawal if I trade this account well. But the goal is still to build the army of Apex accounts. That's why I want to withdraw from these accounts. If I withdraw from these accounts, I will have the cushion of $4,000. I'll be able to pay for all the fees I've paid, and obviously all the evaluations. I did lose a few evaluations yesterday, so that was a very, very rough day, and trading could just really change so fast in just a day or two, and that's what happened for me. In day or two of trading, I basically lost all my confidence and have to start from scratch on Tuesday. So it is what it is, and when it's easy, it's easy, and when it's difficult, it's even more difficult. So I'm gonna continue, of course, and yeah, crazy move on the market overall. I just can't believe how strong we are. But given the circumstance of this big pullback and then Nvidia squeezing the market, this is just nothing but a short squeeze, and all these people that were short and holding, they had nothing to do but to stop out. So when they stopped out, that's when the big move happened. But I prefer this action here. Give me this little choppy little range action, and that's where I do the best. These crazy days, I am just terrible at them. So it is what it is, but we'll move on. And yeah, I'm gonna make a video on Monday because I want to talk about a psychology video. Something that I found from Tom. Let me see if I could actually show you guys a quick sneak peek of that video. If you guys have a minute to watch this, at least from this point. So type this title in, part 4, and
I am winning, so I'm reducing my stake size. Why would you do that? Well, because I want to take it easy now. Nope, you want to avoid pain. You can't bear the fact that you made 400 pounds for the day, and God forbid that those 400 pounds would disappear. Let me ask you a different question. I'm just going to come out here on the floor for a second because I'm tired of standing there.
So good.
Imagine that you made 1,000 pounds on the day versus you lost 1,000 pounds on the day. Who is most likely to carry on trading? The person that have made 1,000 pounds or the person that have lost 1,000 pounds? The person who has lost 1,000 pounds is far more likely to carry on trading because God forbid that he carries on that pain into the night, and he will do anything to get rid of that pain.
So it's very true to think about it that way. I mean, I always feel less stressed in a losing trade than I do in a winning trade. So if you're that way, that's the reason. We're just basically programmed that way as humans. So it takes a lot to kind of, that's why this adding to winner trade felt so uncomfortable, but the result was great. I risked basically $500 and I was able to make almost $4,000 on that trade. and I actually was well over 4,000. Obviously I didn't take the profit, but as Tom H says, his gains and his profits are never at the top of the possibility. So basically, he will never, top tick the market, or he'll never take profit at the top. He always takes profit on the pullback when the trend changes. And yeah, so there's a lot to work on for me, and it feels good to have a bigger day or bigger trade since I mostly scalp. But yeah, this video is already 15 minutes. Holy crap. Enjoy, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll make a video specifically about that that pain comparison, the fear and the pain, and how we trade as humans versus what we really have to adapt to and become robots. So I'll make that video on Monday, but for now, thank you so much for using my code for TickTick and for TickTick Direct and for Apex. And if I can't, actually, maybe I'll do an Apex, TickTick Direct next week again, because it might make sense now that I can't trade any funded accounts next week. But that's for another topic. Take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.